looking at the BaZi Astrology of JD and Usha Vance and Charlie and Erika Kirk took me down a rabbit hole of, oh my God, is this so weird and very creepy or what? I had to share this with you. So welcome, my name is Lydia Griffith, and this is the Fire Horse Wisdom channel. I'm so happy to be with you. If this sparks interest for you, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell so you don't miss a single video. All right, we're going to dive right into this. Charlie Kirk. Now, Charlie and Erika, I don't have birth times for either one of them, which is why when he was assassinated or allegedly assassinated, I didn't cover him because your hour tells your career. So, when we look at Charlie Kirk's BaZi Astrology, it does not make sense to me that he is not living because he's born in the year of a yin water rooster, October 14th, 1993, the month of yang water dog, and the day of yang earth dragon. Okay, so all of that to be said, the dragon and the dog are in opposition with each other. So that's a problem. It shows there's some kind of agitation, conflict within his family, for sure. All right. Now, he had just this July shifted into a new luck cycle, something that we all go throughout our life, and it really can catapult you into greatness or pull you down, just depending. Now, for him, in July, he moved into a yang earth horse, which, if you ask me, was a time when he would be catapulted into greatness, into something really amazing happening in his career, right? So it doesn't make sense for him not to be here. All the elements that he needed to balance his chart were available. This earth and fire brought to light the focus of him being very much about himself, confident, with a real audience, circle of people. The horse, the yin fire, brings in a strong suggestion for politics and government, and the yin earth, that he is playing new roles and also gaining new followers and possibly creating different audiences. So the day that he was assassinated, the yin wood snake of this year gives him, like I said, the exact elements that he needed, that wood and fire. Because according to what we have without the hour, he's strong in his own element of earth, strong in water, what he controls, which is traditionally your wife and money, according to BaZi Chinese astrology. But wood and fire, what gives his career stamina, longevity, and success, were amplified this year. Doesn't make sense. And this particular day, September 10th, 2025, of the assassination, was a day of the rooster. It suggested great transformative change in his life. And the day, it was the month of the rooster, day of the horse. That day of the horse is amplifying this new luck cycle. There's a lot of fire. Interesting to also note that the rooster and his dog create a semi-metal trio, amplified by the month that he apparently was assassinated. There's surging amounts of fire and metal in his chart, which can be explosive. It can also be something like a gunshot. I say allegedly because somebody shot in the neck. I would think that there would be a lot more of an injury and a lot more of a scene. Let's just leave it at that. Now, the interesting thing with this guy is he is somebody that was really intelligent, used his communication skills to achieve success in life, fame, and notoriety. He was somebody who energetically was preparing to be an adult. When you looked at Charlie Kirk, there was this sense of almost naivete and innocence to him. He was on a path of becoming, not the path of being a master, if that makes sense. It's also somebody who's susceptible to cheating or getting involved in the wrong crowd, somebody with a very fixed, stubborn mindset, narrow-minded. This is my way, and that's it, okay? Honestly, I've never heard him speak. I sometimes, because I do these readings and I'm trying to stay objective, that's always my goal. It's easier to almost not be watching this stuff to avoid forming those opinions, right? So without his hour, there's this little bit of endless mystery as to what more we could have learned about his career. So when we look at Erika, born November 20th, 1988, much older than Charlie, she is also a dragon year for her. A month of the pig, very watery month, November, and also the day of a yin earth rabbit, okay? And I'm telling you, as we get into JD Vance's chart, looking at Erika's and that video that's gone viral about her introducing him, and then the hug hello that was way more than any hug I would give even a friend, to be honest. Fingers in the hair is like way more. I don't know about you. And his hand on her hip. There's a lot more in that image. And also, why did they choose to have that be so public? Anyway. So, these two people are both earth people. So, Charlie Yang Earth and Erika Yin Earth. They both are dragons. He's got a dragon day. She has a dragon year. This shows a power couple, okay? She is super smart. She's been awarded for the things that she's done, whether a beauty pageant queen or whatever. She's also somebody that really lives, according to her, an ethical, honest, meaningful life. Very conservative. She also loves life. She has that big glowing personality about her, very much like a beauty queen. And she loves an aesthetically beautiful home, wardrobe. I don't know how she is in nature, but anything and everything. And she lives life big and large. And like I said, both of these people have a strong amount of their own element and a strong amount of the element they control. Now, I would imagine there could have been some friction with these two as to who was wearing the pants. But, when we're looking at two people's charts for couples, we look at the day they're born. And Charlie was looking for a partner, a true equal, and also somebody that would be a traditional wife, dutiful to home and family. But for her, it was not that. She's not looking for a partnership or a friendship. She's not looking to be the dutiful wife devoted to family and all the things. No. In a relationship for her, she wants to be dominated. Okay? She wants somebody that is going to hold her in check and be like Charlie, that obstinate, headstrong person that challenges her. Okay? She's got a lot of wood surging in her chart with the current luck cycle she's in of a yin earth sheep that's highlighting very strongly her circle of friends, her community, her audience, Her confidence, independence is really strong and has been since this luck cycle of hers began in 2023. Now, interesting that this year, 2025, that yin wood sitting on top of the snake of this year shows a sudden, abrupt, kind of like Uranus in Western astrology, sudden jolt change to her career. Also, politics, government, change, and with the change comes playing new roles. So it's interesting that both where Charlie's luck cycle was of this rise into a political role and standing in his own agency, shining and drawing an audience, that really was what was coming home for Erika this year, okay? And interesting, again, when we look at her, the day that this event happened, that rooster month of September challenges her day of the rabbit. And that is like a conflict of metal and wood. It's a conflict that is abrupt and suggests something cracking her marriage, cracking her. Now, let's jump over to J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is born in the year of a Yang wood rat, August 2nd, 1984, 7:11 a.m. daylight savings time. We've made an adjustment. So, he's born, can't make this up. Oh my God, you ready for this? He's born in the year of a rat, month of the sheep, day of a dragon. Do you remember when she introduced him? She said, nobody can replace my husband, but J.D. Vance, she's suggesting, reminds her of him. Why? There is that dragon influence. Because Charlie's born on the day of a dragon, J.D. Vance is born on the day of the dragon. J.D. Vance also has a dragon in his hour, which is a self-penalty, showing somebody has a fixed mindset. Sounds familiar to Erika, I'm sure. Somebody who's very headstrong, and this is the way it is. And that's what she needs. She needs that pillar of strength, kind of like an authority, all right? And the other weird thing about these two, J.D. Vance is also a Yang Earth person. I'm not kidding. Yeah, it's the same as Charlie, Yang Earth Dragon Day. And he is also very strong in his earth element. But the rest of his elements are pretty much balanced. There is a steadiness to J.D. Vance in his elemental balancing and imbalancing. And I want to also mention J.D. Vance for next year because that is also going to be super interesting. Also to note, J.D. Vance also has the same personality life path as Charlie, someone who is learning to become an adult. He is not a master on the path. He is learning on the path. He is seeking fame and attention, and that is the driving force for J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is moving into a new luck cycle next year. This year, or this period, 2016 to 2026, has been all about his career, about making money, and about like going through, and he has been, big shifts, changes, and challenges in his career. And where he is moving into is next year is a Yang Fire Rat, which is going to be in opposition with our Yang Fire Horse year. It's going to bust. I'm telling you, mark my words, there is going to be a divorce for him next year. Possibly a divorce followed by a marriage. We will see. Moving, travel, wealth, and also this role of government and how that's playing out for him. And actually, in his career path, I would almost have said that he was going to be a minister. I could see him at a pulpit more than on a stage for politics. All right. Also, in J.D. Vance's career, and again, it's a double dragon. It's somebody seeking fame. I want to be popular. I want to be successful. I want people to look at me. But again, like Charlie, he is on this path of learning. And so there's a lot of ego in here. Kind of like a cocky 20-year-old that comes out on the business scene and thinks he's got all the answers and is going to buy a business and run it, because I know he's not the master level yet in his soul journey, right? This isn't like going to college and getting a degree kind of master. That's what I'm saying. Some of us come in with more innocence in life. And as we find those environments where we can learn on a soul level, maybe in the next life we'll be more advanced. Who knows? Anyway, so you ready for this? This is the weird thing. Not only does J.D. Vance have the exact same day as Charlie Kirk, the year of the rat combined with Erika's day of the rabbit forms a penalty. Some of you have been on this channel with me for a while, know what this penalty speaks of. This is a detrimental relationship. This is the kind of relationship that destroys marriages. This is the kind of relationship where you go in naively thinking it's one thing, it turns into something else. Somebody here is being manipulated, played, gaslit, backstabbed, you name it. This is dangerous waters these two have walked into. That moment on the stage could cost him a career. Who knows? Cost her a position. Who knows? You see what I'm saying? Gotta be like in a situation like that. I would tell somebody, please be super careful of whatever you're doing together. And I would not recommend these two working together, let alone getting into some kind of illicit affair that is guaranteed to tank one or both of them in their reputation and career and loss of face, money, everything. Now, Usha Vance, she's got a very different chart too, but weird with her husband, really weird. Usha's born January 6th, 1986 at 4:18 p.m. She's born in the year of an ox, month of the ox, day of a dog, hour of a monkey. Now, her yang metal dog day, she's got a really cold, dry chart. She has next to no fire and next to no water. She is all earth and metal. She's got a semi-fire penalty this year of the snake against her hour, impacting whatever career she has. I don't know that she is working. And this year is one of great change for her. And it shows kind of like people picking on her, people being hard on her, people being critical and judgy. It's like a loss of face kind of a year. And yet under all of that, she's trying to like hold on to her and whatever audience or friends or circles she's got. And her faith is rooted in this year. And there's a lot of transformative change going on for Usha. This is the thing. She's born on the day of a dog. The dog is the enemy of the dragon. That's her husband. That's her husband. That is a head-on collision with these two. Really, really not good matchup here at all. And when you look at what Usha is looking for in a marriage, she is looking for somebody to have a deeply spiritual, moral, ethical connection with. And again, if he had become a minister, I think it would have worked a lot better for them than him getting into politics and going off on a very big public arena. And rooted in this day of the dog for Usha is the marriage and the home and family. For him, he's looking for a partner and a friend. He is looking for the dutiful wife, the family, the home, and just like Charlie Kirk. And so you've got these situations. And the other thing about Usha, that dog day, when you look at the lens of J.D. Vance's career, and also reflected by a dragon, she is in competition and rather destructive for his career. There is a conflict big time going on for her. Big time going on for her. Yeah. And I think that next year for her, that yin fire is going to be something is going to go on with her marriage and with her career. And I think that there is a lot of big shift, changes, and challenges that will hit her next year. So again, I think something big is going to happen between the marriage of Usha and JD. And for sure that is going to transpire next year. Would not be at all surprised. And I'm sorry to say that. And this whole thing with Erika, that is dangerous. What she and J.D. Vance did on that stage was poking a bear, if you ask me, given what I just shared with you. So that is it for today, friends. And follow the links below if you're interested in your own BaZi reading, especially if you're interested in the astrology of your partner in life or your partner in work. And we're gearing up for 2026. So all the BaZi astrology readings that I do now get that added bonus of a 2026 update. So until next time, please be well.